Hi, I'm James, and I'm at Bricks and Bits, which is our store on Escondido. Today, I'm going to show you how to build your Brickessories Speed Champion 12 car case. So let's get into it. Some tools you're going to want are a Phillips head screwdriver to screw the case together. You want a hobby knife to get through the packaging, good to have in general. And included in the package is a plastic scraper, which is good for removing the protective coating from the acrylic. When you get your product, inside there will be a small bag full of components. I have some spares here. There are 12 studs, 14 cubes, 36 screws, and a scraper. If anything's missing from your package, feel free to reach out and we'll be glad to replace it. When you're cutting the plastic, be very careful not to damage the acrylic. Here's the bag I mentioned earlier, which has your screws, cubes, studs, and scraper. I'm gonna put that to the side right now. Here are the car supports that hold the cars up in the case. You should have 12 of them. They packaged it really well. I'm gonna have to take the gloves off to get the tape apart. I've got 3 of the shelves here. There should be a couple more over here. I have 2 of the sides. I have the top shelf and the 1 remaining shelf. And then the 2 remaining pieces I have are the top plate or front plate and the back plate, which I need to remove tape from. So I'm gonna organize my pieces now. All right, I've got everything unpacked here and laid out. Here are the instructions. I'm gonna put these to the side. You have me to help you out. Before I start peeling, I'm gonna run down all the parts we have. Once again, if you're missing anything, let us know, we'll be happy to help. You'll have 1 back plate, 1 top shelf, 4 regular shelves, 2 side panels, 1 front plate, which is down below everything, and 12 car supports, as well as the things I mentioned earlier. Now that I have all the components laid out, I'm gonna want a tray for some of these here. Thank you. Okay, now I've got my scraper here, and let's get into the fun part, the peeling. Most of the acrylic that you're gonna receive is gonna have a protective coating on both sides. It's usually brown, but sometimes it can be blue or clear. Be aware that it is there. So you're gonna take your plastic scraper and starting at a corner, you're just gonna wanna start to get underneath the paper and peel it up. Once it's peeled up enough, you can then start to peel it up by hand and then peel the rest of it off. I'll try to peel good for you people at home watching, but know that tears do happen sometimes, and that's okay. If you're enjoying my peeling, like and subscribe. If you're not enjoying how I'm peeling, leave a comment and like and subscribe. Time for the peeling montage. It's good to use the plastic scraper that we send you because otherwise you can get scratches and dents in your acrylic, and we want your case looking the best it can. It's good to use the scraper to get small bits that get stuck, especially around cuts. When you're peeling, it's good to wear white gloves. It keeps fingerprints off the acrylic, keeps it looking cleaner longer. I like to peel everything before I start assembly personally, but if you don't have gloves, I recommend peeling as you go to minimize fingerprints and scratches on the pieces.
We should call ourselves the peeling team.
Peel Team 6.
Peel teams.
The best part of peeling is if you can convince others to do it for you. All right, I've peeled the sides and the shelves, so we're gonna start assembly. So I'm gonna grab one of the side panels. It's shorter here. And I'm gonna stick it in on the side. There's a little bit of wobble, but that's fine. The cubes are gonna secure it in place. What I like to do is I like to grab a cube and I'm going to screw it in place here. So I take the screw, stick it in, and screw. You're gonna want it to be tight, but not too tight because you can damage the acrylic if you go too tight. I'm just doing a couple now. It will give us a point to connect to when we go to place in a second piece. Now, the back does not have a top or bottom. I'm gonna put cubes in the upper part of the shelf here as well. It will make it easier to connect. Grabbing the screwdriver. So now I'm gonna grab the bottom shelf, which you can note by the 4 holes in it, as well as the slots for the car stands. The middle shelves do not have 4 holes, they only have 2 on the ends. So I'm going to stick that in here. And it's good if you have a second person to help you, but if you only have one of you, that's fine. And then I'm going to take a screw. It is a little clumsy with gloves on, but that's life. And I'm going to screw it in. This will help hold it up. Bonus points if you have a screwdriver that is magnetic. Then you can attach the screw and not have to line it up. When screwing in, don't do these 3 yet. We're gonna attach those to the shelves. We'll get to that in a minute. Another trick that I like to do is I will use my finger to apply pressure to the screw and I'll twist the cube on. It can save you a second. I'm now going to rotate the case so I can do the other 2 sides. Same exact thing as before. I'm attaching cubes to the sides here to make it easier. The sound of progress. All right, I'm now gonna place this other short side in and I'm gonna secure it to the case. And now it's time to attach the top panel, which doesn't have cutouts for the car supports in it. I forgot to peel, so I need to peel this real quick. So I have to screw in here. Okay, now that the top panel's attached, we need to secure these cubes to the back of the back plate. So I'm going to lift this up here. There will be 4 holes in the corner, which should go into the cubes. I'm going to lay it back down. And now we have the sides attached. I'm now going to attach the shelves into the case. I'm going to attach cubes to the front of the shelves through the 2 holes. One of my tricks, which I mentioned earlier, is I like to hold the screw with one hand and I will twist it to get it started. Then once it's kind of there, I will go and grab my screwdriver and tighten it the rest of the way. Now that I've attached the cubes, let's put the shelf in place. The cubes are going to be facing towards the bottom. As a reminder, the top is the panel, which doesn't have any cutouts for car supports. So let's go ahead and slide this in. And then we will secure it in with screws. Time to repeat that for the next 2 shelves. As you note here, the cutouts won't match if I put in the cubes on this side. So I need to have it flipped so that the cars will all be facing the same direction. Before I finish screwing in these last 2 shelves, make sure that the cutouts for the car supports are all facing the same direction. Now that we have everything peeled up minus the front plate, let's get these car supports and studs in. So I'm going to stand it upright. 1 second while I rotate it for you. If you're me and you put the bottom in and it doesn't match the shelves, what you can do is we're gonna lay it flat here and unscrew it and then flip it. And then that'll be fine. Yeah. I'm a human. I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to flip the bottom shelf so that it matches the middle shelves. That's how easy it is to flip the shelves. Now we're going to take the car supports, of which you should have 12, and we are going to stick them in. You might need to wobble a little bit to help it sort of work its way in if it's a little tight. Putting in the last car support now, it might be a little bit tight and you'll want sort of an even pressure on both sides so you don't break the acrylic. If it's a bit looser, it shouldn't be a problem. You're gonna wanna wait to put in the car supports till after the shelves are in. That way, when you're putting cubes onto the shelves, the car supports don't fall out if it's too loose. At this point, we're almost done here. Now's a good time to double check your case. Make sure that your shelves are facing the correct direction, all your screws are tightened, car supports are in. Now it's time to put the studs in. They should push into place, and that's where you'll put your driver. The holes for the studs are a very precise fit, so take your time when putting them in. We now have all the studs in place, so it's time for the fun part, putting the cars in. Before we do that, this is wall mountable. There are 4 holes, 2 in the top and 2 in the bottom, that will allow you to screw this into a wall if you want. It does stand perfectly fine on a table on its own though. Cars are not included. Case is the only thing included. So all you're gonna wanna do is take your car, place it there, take your driver, place it there. That's all you gotta do. Do you have a favorite speed champion? Let us know in the comments. I personally like the Audi Sport Quattro here. Now that we have all these cars in, let's get the front panel on. So my trick is I'm gonna peel one side, attach it, then peel the other side. Gives you a much cleaner look. Here's to hoping we get one more good peel. Not too shabby. So I'm going to flip it over. And then what I'm going to do is just peel the edges. That way I can screw it in place. I won't get fingerprints on the front. Much cleaner. That is if I didn't have gloves on. And I'm not peeling it all the way, just the edges. Because once the front is attached, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world to open up. So now's a good time as any. If you need to do any light cleaning on the inside of any fingerprints or dust, now's a good time. We recommend a microfiber cloth to pick up a lot of small dust. The acrylic can have a bit of a staticness to it, so it might take a little bit of effort, but it will come off. Now that I have these front holes peeled off, time to line it up. There are slots for the top and bottom to lock in. There we go. We have it pretty much in place. Let's screw this in. I recommend starting with the corners first, then doing the shelf cubes last. If your acrylic case makes squeaking sounds of pain, it's not in pain. You can break it if you really want to, especially on thinner pieces. It'll hold its own if you don't throw it off of a shelf. Now that we've got this front panel attached, let's peel off the front for the big reveal here. And there we have it. You have your case built. Congrats. If this video was helpful, be sure to like, check out our description for links. We make more cases besides Speed Champions. We do Star Wars, Marvel, all kinds of great stuff. We have our retail store here in Escondido. If you have any problems, reach out to us. We'll be glad to help. As always, have a good day. See you around.